you know it.
We all do, don't we? We've all busted a move to that one.
Fans across the world are in shock this morning as news breaks of the death of legendary singer Tina Turner.
The Queen of Rock and Roll passed away peacefully at her home in Switzerland, leaving behind an incredible legacy and a special place in hearts right across the globe. Let's go live to entertainment reporter Sam Rubin in Hollywood. Sam, it doesn't get any bigger than Tina Turner.
It doesn't get any bigger than Tina Turner, nor, Sarah, any better than Tina Turner. 6 decades of pure entertainment and talent that never, ever diminished. Of course, it all started with the Ike and Tina Turner review, and as we later learned, that was a terrible period for Tina Turner. Her husband, extraordinarily violent. Their breakup, the movie, What's Love Got to Do with It, also a hit song for Tina Turner. And then as a solo artist, it took Tina a while to get going. You might recall in 1984, Mark Knopfler wrote a beautiful song called Private Dancer. That was the title track for her comeback album, which cemented Tina Turner as one of the great solo acts of all time, touring around the world many, many times. And then what I think is interesting now, there was a huge show that opened in the West End in April of 2018, Tina, a jukebox musical essentially, but that has traveled and continues to travel all around the world, introducing her story and her music. It actually comes here to Los Angeles next month. A remarkable artist, that hair, those legs, I could go on, and I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from the rock and roll community about 12-time Grammy winner Tina Turner.
Sam, we're just watching this great clip, Private Dancer, and I just remember this one too, part of that comeback. Let's just have a little listen here.
I'm your private dancer, a dancer for money. Do what you want me to do.
Sammy, so many songs, and what a legacy, and everything about her is memorable. I guess we use the term in the news business, a shock, a little loosely at times, but I was still shocked, even though she's in her 80s, we knew she wasn't well. But when you don't even know someone like this, but you feel like you do, it can be really, really heartfelt right across the country and across the world.
Well, you know, I think that's because, Carl, the duration of the career, 60 years in the spotlight, and the fact that she very openly shared her many tragedies and extraordinary triumphs. I think people admire people who fall down and then get right back up. And Tina Turner did that again and again and again. And if you don't believe me, ask Mick Jagger, ask Bruce Springsteen, ask the many people she shared stages with. And if you were lucky enough to see her live, and I saw her here at our Greek Theater in Los Angeles and other venues, concerts that you'd never forget, because she really gave of herself. And as you look at that tape, not just the voice, but the physicality. What a fantastic, fantastic artist. This is a big loss.
And that's the thing, what you mentioned there, Sam, you know, you talk about Mick Jagger. I mean, she was such an inspiration. When you talk about a woman who's topping charts at 44, I mean, she just didn't know how to give it up. You know, like, she was just so good. She didn't want to give up. She wanted to inspire the next generation and the musical world, full stop.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I think you could talk to many, many artists who say the first hit they heard was Tina Turner, or the first lady they saw on stage who really moved was Tina Turner, or the first person who ever commanded this big backing band and backup singers was Tina Turner. When she was starting that solo career, she used to open for Lionel Richie, and then Lionel Richie would be one to tell you that she easily eclipsed Lionel Richie in terms of the impact that she had all around the world. I think people really admired her, fans loved her, and as we listen to this music and see these performances, they absolutely hold up. So to think of her as 83 and gone, that is hard to take in, because it doesn't feel that way. And gosh, we just saw her performing not that long ago.
Sam,
so it is really something.
She had this ball of energy that she had to get out. And right when she was with Ike Turner, and we know how horrific that was for her. For her career to be almost ended, she was doing the cabaret shows, and Roger Davies, the great Australian manager, found her, and eventually, I mean, these are the pictures with Ike Turner. I guess she would rather not show, but there's Roger there. Roger was so instrumental in her career, and came up with some of those great songs with her, but basically plucked her from a cabaret show. And then they came up with this album together, and then she came out of it in her early 40s. And she became this uber star on her own, importantly, from that awful situation.
Separate from that success, exactly.
And to show that energy for decades to the world. I mean, she was a supernova. Let's bring in entertainment editor Richard Wilkins. Dickie, good morning to you. What a woman, what a life. Yeah.
What an extraordinary life. Yeah, she found fame, of course, early on, but at quite a cost, as John has just pointed out. And that obit there, domestic violence that was just horrific at the time and remains so present in our memories because, of course, it's all depicted in this new stage show that tells, you know, there's a bit of poetic license in there, but tells the story of an extraordinary life. Then, of course, the comeback for the ages, finding fame at the age in her 40s, you know, unheard of really in the music industry to break through. And a lot of that was due to an Australian, Roger Davies, who put together her breakthrough album and found the single What's Love Got to Do With It, which of course won a Grammy, and Private Dancer, the title of the album. There's Roger there. He'll be doing it very tough today. Just listen to the vocal on this song. You know, on stage, she was just riveting. Mick Jagger's quite openly said that those moves like Jagger, he nicked many of
came from her.
Tina Turner. Yeah, I mean, she was just... I saw her on stage a bunch of times. She played a lot in Australia, didn't she? When the Grand Prix was in Adelaide and all that, and toured here, and of course made the Mad Max movie here, and famously became the face and the voice of rugby league at a time when they were looking to broaden it out and make it more women-friendly, you know, the game.
Masterstroke, really, wasn't it?
It was fantastic, yeah.
Dickie, I just, you know, I can't, you know, I just fathom how good she was on stage and the power and energy that came from within her that shone through in whatever she did. This Roger story about this song.
Yeah.
If you can share it with our audience.
Well, before this song, she'd done a song, What You Get Is What You See, and they'd used it, what's what you see? Yeah. Let Tina do it rather than us. But they used that for the rugby league. Roger was in the studio in Los Angeles and said to Ken Utherson and John Quayle, you guys should get over here and have a listen to this song we're recording right at the moment. It's called The Best, and I reckon you might just want to use that for your rugby league campaign. So I think famously they signed that deal on the back of a beer coaster or something.
A cigarette.
But of course,
all great deals are done.
Or a packet of Winnies or something.
And also at that grand final, the only game she ever saw, in which the Broncos won.
Let's remind everyone, shall we,
you introduced her that particular day. And check this out at home, everyone. I don't know if you can see this. Look at this. I mean, it was a hair off.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Who's got the better hair?
She was always so lovely to me.
What was she like?
They said to me, they said, look, after she's sung, we want you to go out there and just ask her a couple of questions. Have a bit of a chat for a minute or two. We want to get some vision of her for the next season's campaign, blah, blah, blah. So this is here. I remember it clearly. And I said, look, you're going to have to check that with Roger. And they said, yeah, we're talking to Roger, no problem. But as soon as she's finished, get out there and have a bit of a chat to her and do that. And which I did, and came back off, and they said, that was great, we got all this terrific... I said, she wasn't that friendly to me out there. Did you check with Roger? And they said, yeah, he said no.
Oh, Dickie.
Just send him out anyway.
Oh, that's frosty.
Lamb to the slaughter.
Anyway.
But she was such a lovely lady.
All right.
Still very gracious.
And Dickie's counting down some of the best hits and biggest influences in her stellar career in the next little bit too. Thank you, Dickie.
All right, well, let's go live now to US correspondent Lauren Tomasi, who is at the music icon star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. Lauren, fans are turning up with their hearts just broken.
Yeah, a lot of heartbreak here this morning, Sarah, such as the impact that Tina Turner had on music and on the world. I want to show you some of the tributes that people have been bringing here to Tina Turner's Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. Flowers, one note there saying, Tina Turner, love you. And this garland just brought in by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce just a few minutes ago. Fans, such a stream of them coming in here to pay tribute. One gentleman told me he came with a record of Tina Turner's in hand, that his favourite song was The Best because Tina Turner was simply the best.
Well, she's an absolute legend. The music is amazing. Her life was so tough, and through all of that life, she just showed that she could triumph. She's a strong woman, independent woman, an example to many of us, I think.
I can't even really explain it. It feels surreal. It feels surreal. Like, I really, like, my heart is genuinely broken. Like, to actually see that there's people laying flowers and that Tina Turner's actually gone, it's a surreal feeling. I just feel like lost for words.
A lot of beautiful memories involving Tina Turner today, and this location of her Hollywood star is quite significant. This building just here is Capitol Records, the Tina Turner's record label. Together they sold close to 200 million records together, but such a stream of fans coming here today. She made such an impact on so many people. When you think of her songs, it's not what hits, but which hit was your favourite?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so many.
It's going to get very big down there, Lauren. Thank you so much for that, and more reactions coming up a little bit later. Welcome back to the program. All in a little shock this morning, aren't we, at the loss of music legend Tina Turner, the queen of rock and roll, passing away at the age of 83. From across the globe to Aussie school dancers. Did you do the nut push? Tina Turner had been part of our lives for so long, and I think we're all going to miss her a lot. Joining us to discuss is Northern Territory Senator Mullindiri McCarthy and editor of Stella, Sarah Lamarque. Nice to see you, ladies.
Good morning.
All right, Mullindiri, to you first up. Take me back. Do you remember the first time Tina Turner came into your life?
Absolutely. I kind of feel like we've always been dancing with Tina Turner, and even this morning, you know, just listening, what a way to just get up and out of bed. I mean, it's a sad news, but, you know, she was just an extraordinary woman and an amazing singer, and what a voice, and just her inspiration to women across the globe in particular, but just to rock and roll.
And we were just discussing then, Sarah, just to try and navigate her way through the trauma of domestic violence. To have been able to elevate herself, somehow dig inside herself to come out the other side.
I think that's what's so powerful about her story, because she was the ultimate triumph over adversity. As you say, Carl, she navigated and emerged and extracted herself from an abusive relationship at a time when that was even more difficult than it is now. As Mullindiri's talked about, she emerged from poverty, she experienced systemic racism throughout her life. And what I love about the Tina Turner story as well is that this is a woman who achieved her most powerful and commercial success in her 40s, at a time when people were saying, this woman's washed up, she's a has-been. I mean, pop, it's a young person's game. And all the songs that, you know, we're playing here, that you can hear simply The Best Private Dancer, they all came in her 40s and 50s and 60s. Phenomenal.
Mullindiri, that is going to be a massive legacy, and it's only going to grow. I know that in the coming days, weeks and months. Her legend is only going to grow. It's just spectacular, the power, the emotion, the raw energy she had on stage. What was your favourite song?
Oh, and so lovable, Carl. I mean, everybody loved her. You know, it's how could you not? And of course, her visits to Australia. You know, when she was in the Mad Max movie, and of course, you know, good old rugby league. I mean, of course, my favourite has to be among so many favourites. Simply the best.
All right, let's have a listen. Sing it, Mullindiri. Come on.
I hang on every word you say.
There you go.
Oh, good on you, Tina. You did us so well.
Didn't she?
You did so well.
For you, Says?
I'm going to go back to River Deep, Mountain High.
Oh, yeah.
An oldie but a goodie.
All right, let's play that, and we're going to put you in a little box as well. Okay, here we go.
Can't do justice to Tina. Gotta let the woman
No, it's a
sing.
brave woman who takes it on, but we love it. That's going to be part of this remembering of her. Mullindiri, I did have to ask you about one thing, and I just want to, you know, from the news point of view, in the Senate yesterday, I was thinking while I watched you go toe-to-toe with Lydia, I was thinking, what's love got to do with it?
Are you protecting the police?
No, I'm telling you
It's got nothing
that we
to do
also
with
have
that.
First Nations police who are doing their best
It's still police.
to improve the situation
Police are police.
across the
Doesn't
Northern
matter what
Territory.
colour you are. Northern
How
Territory
dare you?
police. Out of
Rubbishing
black
all
money.
these people,
When our children are
rubbishing all the
struggling on the
staff,
ground.
rubbishing everyone.
All right, so much passion there. That's what I like to see from our politicians. What does love have to do with it?
Well, we both certainly need to listen to Tina Turner today, and we both withdrew, Carl, from our comments. And Estimates is an incredibly intense time, and there was certainly a lot of passion there. But I have no doubt we can move on.
All right, well, I love it. I loved seeing that passion, and I know you withdrew the comments, but don't worry about it. And at the end of the day, as Tina would say, what's love got to do with it? So let's play out with that. Let's go.